Hello everyone, Twards here. This video is gonna be a little bit less edited than my usual videos, but I just want to push this video out before anyone else discovers this tech that I'm about to show you. You know, my dream was always to cement myself somewhere in the game and like be influential enough for developers to make changes on the game. So this tech that I'm about to show you, I haven't seen it anywhere on YouTube or TikTok yet. So I'm kind of racing to push this video out before anyone else finds this tech. I call it the Water Stream Frame tech, or WSF, I guess. I mean, I'm not really good at naming things. So, well, here it is. That's the thing. Okay, so let me explain you how this works. So, in short, Cursory Impact has a tech where if you jump during the startup, you can notice that because of how Roblox works, you don't just get sent far away. Instead, it just boosts your run speed. So, during that period while you have the increased run speed, if you jump, you get to keep your momentum, meaning you can hit from ridiculous ranges like this. So then if you combine it with Projection Breaker, which already adds 80% of projection to your opponent, and add the fact that Cursory Impact now frames the opponent, you get an instant frame. This tech is basically unpunishable and it is pretty consistent. Like, unlike many other techs, I think this is genuinely consistent if you just get good at it. Now, me personally, I'm not exactly the best at it, but I'm sure some people definitely will be. What I would recommend for you to do is that after you land Projection Breaker, you walk a little bit. However, one of the first important things of why this tech is genuinely overpowered is that it's barely punishable. Like, look, imagine I start fighting an opponent, right, and he still has evasive. So even if I do Projection Breaker, I can just instantly get away on like this distance. Like, yes, I get a bit of projection meter on myself, but this distance is unpunishable. And if they don't evasive instantly, then I get... And if they don't evasive instantly, then I get a full frame, which leads to this, which I can do 2 in once and just bleed out. So I can then wait for my Projection Breaker to go off cooldown, or I could have done 4 in ones into bleed out to do this. This is a little bit less unsafe because, well, they can just evasive out of it, you know. But there are more uses to this tech other than just using it in neutral when the match just started. For example, let's say the opponent is framed, right? You can do this tech and not sacrifice that much damage, but at the same time get opponent back to about 90% meter, which is still kind of crazy because if the opponent has bleed out, you can turn it into a frame and then do R into 3. So then this is also a frame, so then you can do this, and basically there are a lot of stuff you can do after it. Lastly, that I want to talk about is that when you do a frame and you're not sure whether or not your opponent will evasive, you can do decisive strikes instead. So then you can do this funny thing into this. So then this also guarantees another frame. Now, how exactly did I do that? I'll show you. Basically, Projection Breaker sends you backwards in the direction like of where you're facing, like the opposite direction of where you're facing. So what you want to do is use the ping system to your advantage. You can see that if I turn my camera while M1ing, it still counts. So I use that to my advantage to land the 4th M1 and instantly turn back and press 1. And before you ask, yes, this is true if you just do it correctly. See? So, let me reiterate. You have a tech that allows you to do a frame instantly. It's barely punishable. It can be used after 3 of frame. And lastly, the probably least useful use case is that you can frame your opponent, then do it again, and then do it again. So you get a double frame in one combo. So I think that's pretty funny. Now, I won't recommend to use this tech every single time. I think it's more like a surprise trick, I think it's more of a surprise thing rather than like a tech you can consistently do. However, here's the thing. You can't punish this while instantly using evasive after 1. And you also can't punish this after the end because I can feint a Cursory Impact with 4, with my R. So even if you're like evasive out of it, I just use R instead of 4, and then I still punish you for the full combo. So that's the thing, it's like another crazy mix-up that was added to Mania, and that's why I think he's kind of busted now, because the text you can do with this thing is also, like, it's just genuinely crazy. While yes, this is untrue, however, it uses a block break, so this means that it's red and there's nothing you can do about it with like half of the roster. And if you catch a person by surprise, then it can also work. And lastly, you can feint it, just as I showed you previously. I mean, you can either bait out evasive or you can bait out a counter with that. Now, I want to show you footage of me using this thing in duels, because genuinely I need to prove that this is peak.